Ang akong revolusyon nagsugod sa akong lawas, dili na kini makahuwat. Ang akong revolusyon wala na kinahanglan og pag-uyon o pagtugot. Nahitabo kini tungod kay kinahanglan kini mahitabo. Sa matag kasilinganan, barangay, dakbayan o lungsod. Sa matag panagtigom sa mga tribo, kaubang mga magtutungha sa mga babay sa merkado, sa bus.
Mahimo nga inanay og humok, mahimo nga wala gituyo o makusganon, o basi nahitabo na kini. Mahimo kini makit-an sa imong aparador, sa imong mga hunos, sa imong tinai, sa imong paa, sa matag selula sa imong lawas nga sa kada adlaw na naghan, sa hubong baba sa hugot nga atngal ug nag-awas nga mga dughan.
Ang akong revolusyon nagkadako gikan sa walay katagbawan nga pagtambol nga madunggan tunga-tunga sa akong mga bitiis. Anda mamatay ang akong revolusyon na alang niini. Anda mabuhi nga walay pagmahay. Ang akong revolusyon mupukan sa patriarkang panghuna-huna.
Ang akong revolusyon wala gilaraw o gibansay. Apan magsugod kini sa pipila ka mga pamilyar nga mga lakang. Ang akong revolusyon dili mapintas apan dili kani molikay sa mga peligrosong ngilit nga dapit. Diin ang mga mabangis nga pasundayag sa pagpakigbisog, mudangat og bag-ong kahigayunan.
Ang akong revolusyon ania sa akong lawas. Ania diri sa akong mga bat-ang nga nausik tungod sa mga buktot nga pagtan-aw sa mga kababayen-an. Ania sa akong apapanging nga kiamang sa kagutom o kabangis. Ang akong revolusyon, koneksyon dili walay hinungdan nga paggamit. Tiunay nga tinguha alang sa tanan, dili ginansya lamang, kagawasan, dili pag-angkon sa tanang kabtangan.
Ang akong revolusyon iyahan ni ining kalibutana ug magikan ni ining kalibutana alang kaniya tungod kaniya. Nakasabot kini nga sa matag panahon nga kita mo barina mo pasipala sa kinaiyahan, musunog o muguba sa iyang kabalaan. Atong gipasipad-an ang putling paglaom sa atong kaugmaon.
Ang akong revolusyon wala maulaw nga mutugyan sa akong lawas ngadto sa lapukon nga sawg nga makaplagan sa akong atubangan. Tugas, nara, talisay, bani, bangkal, kamagong, lawaan, bitaog ug bugo, mga kahoy sa atong kalikupan. Wala mi usa ka pisik nga kaulaw nga muyukbo sa mga dalag nga langgam ug rusas asul nga mga langit. Kasing-kasing nga mga pinitik, buwak nga lila ug asul berde nga dagat.
Ang akong revolusyon malipayon nga muhawok sa tiil sa mga inahan, nurse, servidor ug mga katabang ug mga yaya, ug mga mananambal ug sila nga mao ang kinabuhi ug naghatag og kinabuhi. Nagluhod akong revolusyon. Ang akong tuhod nitahod sa matagbalaan nga butang ug kanila nag-antos sa kabug-at sa gipas-an nga kasakit, bunga sa walay puangod nga kagahapon. Ilang mga ulo, likod o kasing-kasing, saksi sa pait nga kasaysayan.
Pagtugian ang gibungat sa akong revolusyon, ang orihinal ang gidahom niini, nabutang og dakong pagsalig sa mga badlungon, sa mga kanunay nagtahap ug nagduha-duha, sa mga magbabalak, sa mga mananambal, sa mga mananagna, sa mga padayon nga nagsuhid sa ilang sexualidad, sa mga lawm ang kinaadman, sa mga misteryosong pumapanaw, sa mga wala mahadlok nga mulakaw ug sa mga layo na kaayong naabtan ug sa mga mubati ug maayo sa uban.
Ang akong revolusyon motunga nga wala damha, dili inosente apan sa milagro hugot ang pagtuo niini. Dili kini mabutangan og timaan, mamarkahan o mapatikan og ngalan, dili gani kini matultulan, maghatag og mabulukong tagna, dili mando nga nagtanga.
Gihukman kini sa misteryo ug sa kalipay nga hilabihan. Nagkinahanglan og pagpaminaw, wala nakasentro ang usa ka butang apan kibaw kung asa ang padulngan.
Nahitabo kini sa mga yugto ug dungan kini nga mahitabo.
Nahitabo kung asa ka nagpuyo ug bisan asa kini mahitabo.
Nakasabot nga ang pagkabahin-bahin usa ka laang.
Nagkinahanglan og malinaw nga paglingkod ug mututok sa akong mga mata. Sige lang, padayon.
Gugma. everyone, welcome to Girl Talk. The performance that you all just witnessed earlier was one of the pieces written by Eve Ensler, translated into Cebuano by Chris Evertlato Ruffalo. So the reason why we performed that is because this episode is still part of our National Women's Month celebration for Girl Talk. And as you can see, my shirt today reads, Raise the Vibration. So what does this mean? To explain to us what Raise the Vibration means, I have with me my fellow sisters from V-Day. Let's all welcome them to the set. Hi! Hi, ladies!
Hello.
We have Miss Sarah and Clona Henderson. We have Charlene Berlove and ito Sheng Hemperoa. Hello! Welcome to Girl Talk.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you also for accepting our invitation to guest in our show. And happy National Women's Month to everyone.
Happy Women's Month.
Everyone.
Okay, so before siguro we discuss what Raise the Vibration means, maybe we could go into it in a chronological order. So, unsa man gid ni siya, where did this start? And who is Eve Ensler? Because I'm sure that there are viewers who are watching this right now who already are aware of who Eve Ensler is. But naasay mga nakapangutan na kinsa man ni siya. So, who is she and what are the movements that she started which led to this one, the Raise the Vibration? Maybe let's start with Miss Sarah.
Thank you for having us, Andy. Now, so with that, you're saying about Eve Ensler. So now we call Eve Ensler as V.
Wow.
So V, formerly known as Eve Ensler. She's an activist, a writer, an actress, and she is the founder of V-Day, the organization, which is a worldwide campaign to end violence against women and girls. She is also the author of the Vagina Monologues.
Yes.
So from the book, it became a play that she herself performed, like Siya Ragyod, no? And you can imagine the number of monologues. So it started out as a really small performance. Basically, the goal lang yun is to really reach out to women and to men and to, well, it's a performance na ang target yun is education and empowerment. So with the Vagina Monologues, there were over 300 women who were interviewed, and the question really nga gi-raise lang yun was, if your vagina could talk, what would it say? If your vagina got dressed, what would it wear?
Yeah.
No? And inana siya na questions, and women would answer them, and then they would start sharing various things, various experiences, not only focused on their vagina, but them as women. Because I think kahibawt ang tanan nga, a vagina is not just attached, it's not attached to us that you can just take out and forget about, no? But kita, we have been told nga it's something that we don't really discuss in public, it's something private. And I think that's where the problem lies. And then it connects to certain abuses and certain unpleasant experiences. But kanina, pick up ni siya ni Eve Ensler, and she started to ask herself, what can we do? Unsa may angay natong buhaton, no, with all these issues that have been raised to her, kanang personally good by people who watched the Vagina Monologues also, na muadto niya after the show and start sharing mauni among maoning nahitabo namo. It's like, what can we do to address these issues? So that's when she decided to start V-Day as a worldwide organization.
So when you speak of the Vagina Monologues, especially for those nga kanang first-timers upon hearing the name, the Vagina Monologues, unsa lang, how do you clarify the misconceptions ng mga tanas sa Vagina Monologues? People would sometimes comment nga, bastos ba ni siya? Because, diba, in our culture, when you say vagina, there's always a negative connotation. We even call it something else, diba? We call it, oh, your flower, or your kuan. Kay, para na to, bastos paminaon ang the actual terms nga, vagina, or, for example, the penis, ano ba? So, how do you correct that misconception?
I think right now, when you say vagina, it's more acceptable.
Yes,
because
compared to
really
back then.
It's not like our dialect, no? But mahimo na kanina siya Bisaya na. Ang equivalent sa vagina in Bisaya, when we say it, it sounds very bastos
Yeah.
to those who are listening around because it becomes really closer to us. Now we know what it means. Kaysa kung vagina, mura siya kanang very clinical, very scientific, and pwede ra siya, it sounds foreign. So in fact, you're still detached to the idea
Yeah.
of what it is. But not calling it what it is would actually give us it actually gives kaning mga experiences or kaning mo lead siya to abuses because we are not educating our children, our people of the vagina as what it is and how it should be treated and how to not use or abuse it.
Tinood.
No,
Because
inana siya.
yeah, have you seen this news article? Katong meron siyang na trending online. There was this little girl who was abused sexually, but she was unable to report it because she always says nga that certain relative ba to nga touches her. I really forgot what actual term nga ang gigamit, but what sila kabaw nga it was already referring to her vagina. So mo gana that's one of the more consequences for not really calling it what it is.
It was like my uncle keeps is getting my or touching my cookies or something like that. So it was only katong pag storya na sa teacher sa mom nga siya naka-realize nga she was actually or the kid was actually talking about her vagina, and then she was actually raising an incident which was an abusive incident. No? And mao na it is important. That's the beginning actually. Ngano, why do you have to say it? Why do you have to learn to say it? To also make it not bastos. Because once imo na magud siya di-connect as something nga bastos, then we don't talk about it. So anything that happens around it, murag dili na nimo pwede istorya, but we need to talk. We actually have to discuss all these issues so that we are able to prevent abuse.
That's true. Before I go into the personal experiences of Charlene and Tashang with the Vagina Monologues, so how did it transition from the Vagina Monologues to V-Day and now Raise the Vibration? And also, Miss Sarah, I know that there are avid fans of the Vagina Monologues who continue, who always watch us every year.
Yes, like every year.
Diba?
Ang yun mo sila. I mean,
I know.
ikaw, diba? I think you have joined us like almost every year.
Yeah.
And except for the time nga niyato kag Australia. So kana siya makita yun nimo nga they enjoy it and they're also supporting the cause.
Yeah.
So every year gyud we are doing the V-Day production. Now, it started off as the Vagina Monologues, a commercial production, which means it was only performed by 3 actors and they're professional actors. So katong tanan nga monologues nga atong gi-perform nga divided by how many women inana siya tulo ra gyud na siya ka actors ang perform.
Heavily ang script ato.
Yes. And so inana siya nga performance, and then from there nahimo siya part of the V-Day celebration. So there's a V-Day season. The season is usually it's from February to March 8th.
Yeah.
There was a time when it was extended to April, but it's really focused on February to March 8th. You'll probably ask, why February? Why not the whole month of March, which is the
National Women's Month?
Yes. Well, February because V actually stands for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
It also stands for violence, and it also stands for victory. And then V for vagina. So mo na siyang it's around Valentine's Day ang celebration. Because actually around Valentine's Day nga sad grabe ang abuse, And what's painful is that it actually happens between those who have relationships, between kanang on the day it's some would feel entitled that because you are with them that they have the right to do whatever they want with you. So we are trying to raise awareness through V-Day, and Cebu is annually we participate in this campaign. So ang ato it's really for us with Two Tin Cans being the organizer. Ang ato is we put together the advocacy and the art. And also there's the artistry. And this is what we love to do.
Yeah.
We perform not just for the sake of entertainment. In fact, we probably ask ourselves and we stop ourselves from performing if it's not going to teach any value at all.
True. So you really have to get a certain message across. So what is going to happen to V-Day, the Vagina Monologues this year, Miss Sarah?
Well, this year, of course, with COVID, we cannot really have live performances. You noticed last year, March 7, last year, when we had the last V-Day production of the Vagina Monologues,
Yeah.
di ba, murag daghan na kayo pangutana nga
What's the
mupadayon-
future?
Yes, mupadayon pabataan
Yeah.
yung performance. And our partner, venue partner, Sado, was really like vigilant at that time, di ba? Nag-check na temperature.
Yes.
There were, how do you call that, mga sanitizers,
Yeah.
alcohol all over the place. Grabe na to ang atong check. But that would also be like the biggest TVM or Vagina Monologues production that we've ever had. At the same time, that's also the last of the Vagina Monologues.
As in, for real.
As-
Final na yun eh.
As a V-Day production.
And worldwide.
Worldwide, yes.
What is the reason behind this? Is it the pandemic or is there a deeper reason behind?
The organizers actually received a letter from Eve late last year announcing that the Vagina Monologues will have to take a bow because she realized that it is time to move on and to create a new piece,
Yeah.
which will be launched later this year.
Wow. So that is something that they have to look forward to?
Yes.
All right. Sige, when we return, we will be talking about Raise the Vibration. And of course, even though we've already had our last The Vagina Monologues performance last year, there are still a lot of special memories to celebrate. So we will be talking to Charlene and Shenghem Peroa about their fondest TVM experiences when we return here at Girl Talk. Welcome back to Girl Talk. I am still with my Vagina Warriors here, and we will continue our discussion about the Vagina Monologues, V-Day, and Raise the Vibration. So, unsa man ni ang Raise the Vibration, Miss Sar? How did it come about?
Okay, so we know V-Day as a global movement. So you know that the Vagina Monologues is it's like the highlight now of V-Day, of a V-Day celebration. But Raise the Vibration is also another event.
Okay.
So it's not separate from V-Day, it's part of V-Day celebration.
Yeah.
Raise the Vibration is your own artistic, what's this? Kanang
Interpretation.
production siya.
Ah.
Yes, no, na imong gi-create to promote the issues of women. And it's your own creative artistic piece. The Vagina Monologues, this was written by Eve Ensler. So we only have one writer for that. Ang Raise the Vibration, it's dancing, it's music, it's poetry. So, kumbaga, it's a combination of all the arts that you can think of.
Yeah.
And your reason is to raise the vibration. No? So, muna siya. Whatever issue ganahan mo erase. So, for us, we are supporting Bidlisio Foundation. The foundation is, ang focus yun nato sa foundation is children and their families. And ang grabe sa yun na program sa Bidlisio for the recent years is human trafficking. And I think last year, you
Yeah.
were able to perform, diba, in one of the pieces
Yes.
that nga discuss atong kaning
Mga local issues.
exactly
Yeah.
here nga localized yun siya na it's really happening here in the Philippines kaning human trafficking, online sex
Exploitation of
Child
children. We also
and-
had the katong mga labor issues,
Ano
katong
siya?
organ, mga transplant, diba?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so kana mao na ang focus sa one of the programs sa Bidlisio because we also have others. But money with ang ato gyud for I think for the last 2-3 years
Yeah.
under V-Day Cebu is ang pag-support sa kaning trafficking nga issue that so that we get educated about it. daghan kaayo nga kahibaw nga na traffic na di ay sila
Yeah.
or sila mismo ang
Nag-traffic.
na.
Okay.
So we have a lot of educating to do good, and
Yeah.
so we need help from the media, we need social media, and the schools, the universities, like colleges, kanang kung mas ma-promote pa unta nato ang kaning awareness ba ani nga issues, it would be very helpful.
Yeah, later on, atong i-discuss kaning mga issues that we are currently facing in the society. But I'd also like to point out, siguro, Ms. Sar, one of the things that I really love about this whole movement is that we keep on getting to work with each other every year. So, aside from sharing the same advocacy, murag friendships and bonds have been made. So that's the ultimate reason why we already call ourselves mga Vagina Sisters.
Yes, and I
diba?
think you feel that, no nga. Like kita, when man ta last nakita, Andy? I think exactly a year.
Yeah, it was
ago,
last
diba?
year.
This
For Raise the Vibration. No.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was
sa-
Raise the Vibration, March 8th. And Mona, you hosted the event.
And
we
performed
had,
at the same time.
We had different groups with us. We had Bitlisu Foundation, we had
Yes.
Forge, Children's Legal Bureau,
Yeah.
and then we had the support of Zonta also. So,
Yeah.
yung ana nga mga, diba, you can feel like,
The
yeah,
community.
we're back, seeing each other again, and we're doing this. And we are happy doing it. And I think it's nice to feel that you are not alone. You're not on your
Tinood,
own
yeah.
with whatever you're fighting for.
Yeah.
And that we can actually count on each other. And that's the kind of community that we'd like to create for women, that you'd actually feel that you can lean on other women.
Tinood. So, Ms. Sar, going back, because I'd like to also make this opportunity to celebrate the memories that we've had all throughout the years. So, kano sa pinaka-first nga TVM performance in Cebu?
In Cebu, that would be
Paila sa edad.
diba? I would be very proud to say that was in 2001.
2001.
Okay, yes. So, bago pa ko graduate ato, Andy. So, like, really fresh yun ba from
College.
like a few weeks after graduation. It was a Manila production by New Voice Company, and it was produced by Ticket to Me, and then they were looking for a partner here in Cebu. So, ako, like, really wanting to do things, I just said yes. And I just knew about the cause. I haven't watched it. I haven't seen it at that time. So, ni yes lang yun ko. And I'm glad that I did, because I'm really happy with that decision. Good. Na I think it has directed sad my course and
your
my,
career.
Yes. And actually kanang nakita na ko nga you can produce good kanang theatrical plays, musicals, productions that would speak of your advocacy.
Yeah.
And you have the power to choose. You cannot just pick up something because I have to do it. I never felt that I had to do it. The I had to do it would be more of because it is my purpose. Because this is something I have to do, not because I'm forced to do it.
Okay. Mamino na sa tanila, ate.
Kumakaat.
Sisters mong good ta, di ba? Vagina Sisters mo na. The
First
Shang.
name basis.
Hi, Ate Shang.
Okay. The Shang, what was your first experience with TVM, and when was this also?
Kuan, pag abot sa TVM there sa Cebu, I was working with Sarah na. Kuan ko ato, stage manager nako for the Cebu team, and sort of kanang ni assist ko sa Manila actors. So, mo to start, and then hangtod sa murag taas-taas nung nga panahon nga nag-stage manager ko for kuan, TVM.
And then you also started performing.
Later na kayo, like super late na. Kanang mga 3 years ago lang.
Unsa ba nimo first performance? Unsa imong first piece kung makahinumdum pa ka?
Makahinumdum, pasad. Uy, nangutana ko niya ganyan.
Unsa ba siya?
Kuan, gi-share to na ko with other kanang Vagina Sisters. Nag-list me, and then we have what would it wear? If your vagina could get dressed, what would it wear? Then 3 Mikabok nag-share sa piece. That was my first. And then after that, naanap po na follow na sundan po siya live performances up until katong last year.
Arita ni Charlene. How about you, Charlene? Tell us about your TVM journey.
Well, my vagina journey, my my TVM journey started at the ripe age of 13. Yeah, I was 13 years old when I did my first performance for the Vagina Monologues. I was invited by Miss Sarah herself all those years ago, and yeah, I mean, I was the youngest cast member at the time. But since then, in the productions that followed, we've had actually younger girls join the movement, join the cast. I think last year, the youngest member was 8 years old, right?
Yeah.
Michaela was 8 years old. So yeah, so that's where it started. And then I joined every year after that as an actor. And then eventually, I started as a production manager for V-Day Cebu, and then which leads us to my last live performance before the pandemic last year on March 7th, which was yeah, it was probably the biggest production we've ever had, which is kind of amazing. You know, we went out. I mean, we're not leaving, but we kind of ended the Vagina Monologues with a huge bang. So other than being a performer, I was also the production manager. And so it was the most stressful, but also the most amazing, most fulfilling feeling.
But what was your first piece ever?
My first piece was my short skirt, which
up there.
which you have done so many times, and it's actually also my favorite because it's the first one that I did. It's so close to my heart, and I love the message. No, it's like a war cry against everyone, all those people telling girls to cover up or why are you wearing short skirts? Exactly.
And about going against the culture of victim blaming.
Yeah, it has such a beautiful message. So that's also my favorite one to perform.
Pero aside from that, can I ask each one of you what's your most memorable performance or your favorite? Miss Sar, what's your most memorable or your favorite piece nga marag di dyan mo makalimtan?
It would be Under the Burqa. When I performed that in 2002, that was the spotlight monologue. So grabe pa kayo siya ang
And this is about, in case our viewers are wondering, ano siya about the piece?
Afghan women. No?
Yeah.
So it's about wearing the burqa, the feeling of wearing the burqa, and that. In fact, when I performed it in 2002, I really had a cloth na akong wear. And what makes it memorable is, well, I also performed it, like, I performed it again this was the 15th, was that the 15th anniversary that we had for V-Day Cebu, no? I think it's really just the power of the words of that and how it actually affected me as a person and how you are able to see things in a different light. And in fact, with the dark, it's like it's a different light.
Yeah.
Kana siya.
No.
Yun.
How about you, Shar? Ano sa imong favorite piece ever? Or most memorable?
Actually, same on tami, but anyway.
Bago na ako naglaan.
Oh, nani, ano ko ganiya? Sige lang, I'll choose another. Second favorite. Sige, second favorite. No, because my reason for loving that monologue is the same. No, it was so powerful, right? And so hard to do, actually. But my favorite is when I did Am I Angry Vagina? Only because dili yun ko angry as a person. Like I don't really let that out. So as an actor, it was really nice to perform that and tap that side of me and just really let it out. More siya therapy sessions at gamay. It was really enjoyable actually. Kaya di ko angry as a person. Angry Vagina is a monologue about just this woman who's angry at all the things that society makes us do to our vagina. Like, for example, what's an example? Like the douche sprays.
The tampons.
Yeah, the tampons,
The cold duck lips that they
La memorize.
Because I
Right,
also
you did it also.
Angry man siya.
Yeah, kind of girdles. Why are we always restricting or hiding or attacking our vagina, di ba?
Thong underwear.
May-
Diba? Torture
Yeah.
kay magtibak. Ate Shang, unsa imong kuan?
While I was doing the SM job, so murag na-memorize na ako tanan. Kay sige biya
Kay mag-throw lines kung nakalimot.
No, ikaw no.
Dayon, but when I first heard the monologue, pag-deliver atong actors from Manila, kuan niya kay it caught my attention gyud kay gawas nga the fact na maayo kay siya ang actor nindot sa gyud ang piece. The woman who makes women happy.
Yeah.
And then ever since
The most.
kuan man siya taas man gud og kinahanglanon ang piece. Maturity wise sa actor,
Yeah.
importante. And then ang responsibilities sad nimo inig while delivering the piece, so dako siya og kinahanglanon sa actor. So mao to ako siya gi-goal. And then when I was ready, I asked Sarah for it.
Really?
Yes.
Diba ka most performers would say medyo kugi mona.
That's actually a crowd favorite, di ba?
Lagi.
Every
Yeah.
year.
Because
Plus ka na,
mabagana siya ng
taas kay
acting.
expectation.
Yeah,
Yes.
for that
imagine
monologue.
doing different kinds of modes on stage. If you would ask me siguro.
And I did it alone.
Oh, di ba?
Oh.
Oh, in fairness, nakasuy kog mo na to siyang per group, pero kung okura o summer mo, di dyan mada. Wag na.
I did
Wait,
it
sa
alone.
ikaw.
Ay-
Ikaw,
Ako,
Andy. What's your favorite?
The most memorable siguro for me is kato, the same thing, the angry vagina, because I always wanted to do it good, and the moans also kay di siya chalalim.
Hanga kaayo.
Hangak siya. Oh, niya.
Murag kuan man gud siya actor's piece.
And siguro one of my favorite, kato kay memorable, but favorite siguro sa ako is my village. My vagina was my village. Diba? Because you have to switch to two different personalities or in two different emotional states in just one piece. So medyo kuan sad gito siya. Very challenging. I think I was able to do it twice nun siguro.
You know what? That's actually a piece nga ang isulti gud sa ako is like, please don't let me do
Really?
Yeah.
Lisod man gud jud
When
siya.
I invite
Yeah.
when I invite our women kay murag the emotional requirement no grabe kaayo. And you have to be really invested
Yeah,
in
that's true.
the entire story, the background and all that. You have to know
Yeah.
what's behind those words ba.
But then, it's also one of the shortest, unta, no?
Shortest
Yeah,
pero
one of.
lisod.
Pero
But draining,
pinaka-lisod.
shortest and draining.
Yeah. So anyway, later on when we return, we will find out about the different advocacies of our guest ladies who are with us on the set here at Girl Talk. Thank you for staying with us. Before I ask these ladies about their personal advocacies, I'd like to ask them first this question. If your vagina could talk, what would it say? Miss Sarah, ikaw dyan dapat una.
I rise.
I rise.
Yeah. I think that's what I can think of right now.
I rise. Char.
I don't know.
Ay, katawa siya.
Koan. I'm hungry.
Wala! Hungry for what?
Question mark. I'm hungry. Wala na siya.
Nasyang.
Ako kay standby.
Standby.
No, nindot
Standby. Standby lang.
Dugay na kay ko kasulti anak. Good.
Standby lang sa.
Standby.
Standby.
Daghan na kayo tagtubag nga na-memorize ani.
Diba, no? So dapat...
You know, when you ask that question,
Yeah.
murag, all
The
the
lines.
Murag, mubalik yun siya.
No.
And then I'm sure in your head, you start
Kayo.
Ang ikaw, Andy, what would your vagina? Ikaw, apilisan ka. Hello.
Wear your mask.
I love that!
Wear your mask kay pandemic ron.
Or enter at your own risk.
So anyway, just for the information of our viewers, I think that one of the things that makes the Vagina Monologues unique is also the selection process of the performers, di ba, Ms. Sarah? Because murag, there is a basis as to kinsang imong i-invite. Because although there are some nga murag moagi og audition process, because I remember my first experience, I did it with an audition. So this was still with Crystal Cavalier Productions by Raymond. So how do we select the ladies to perform?
Okay, for us, no, with when I organized the V-Day production of the Vagina Monologues, I usually look for women in Cebu who are leaders in their say tawag ani sa
Fields,
ilang
in their
fields.
professions.
So ang ato is that they would be able to represent their field. They would be able to speak up. They are leaders, and people listen to them when they talk, because it's important that when they say vagina, that mutanaw man gud ka na ang nagsulti is someone respectable, someone successful, someone you can trust. Then you would think na makasulti man gani si Andy Ana,
No,
diba? Kanang, so dili siya bastos. Otherwise, reginana ba? So because we try also to reach those who are scared, those who are reluctant, those who doubt about what we're doing. So they need to see faces. So ang ato mao na siya, we invite women who are able to be the message just themselves, no, sila lang mismo, it's already a message. However, we also don't say no to anyone who wants to participate or to volunteer. So from time to time, I get messages like I would like to be part of the movement, and we always find ways for them to participate. And simple ra ba gyud kayo atong process, Andy? It's really just finding women who would like to empower other women. Kana lang gyud siya. It's simple as that.
And since you already brought that up, Ms. Sarah, I think one of the things that I always look forward to when joining every production is that I get to learn about the different advocacies of different women and ma-inspire ka. Ano, they're doing different things for the community. And this is the question that I'd also like to ask each one of you. So, unsa man ang inyong tagsa-tagsa ka mga advocacies, not necessarily for women and children, but if it's really geared towards that, then that's fine, because this is also what we're celebrating. Let's start with Shar.
I advocate for gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls. I've seen with my own eyes inequality in everyday life, from little girls being told that they cannot do something because they were born a girl, to men thinking it's okay to tell women what to do, to make them feel uncomfortable, say in a working environment, to the power play that happens in the patriarchy and how that can lead to sexual harassment and or violence. So, I mean, I acknowledge my privilege, and I'm aware of how lucky I am to be in the position that I'm in. However, a lot of the times it just doesn't feel right that other women and girls in the world, not just in our own community, do not enjoy the freedoms that I do. So unless equality for every woman and girl is achieved, that every legal, social, economic barrier to their empowerment is completely removed, hopefully that will happen one day. Until that does happen, I think that I will continue to spread awareness, to address these biases, to bring them up, to call people out, and I do this through the work that I do with V-Day Cebu, with Tooth & Cans Philippines, and with Fight Like a Girl Philippines.
Ate Sheng, I think yours is also very interesting because of the work that you do right now. So, unsa man imong advocacy, and if pwede sa nimo siya ma-relate sa imong career, trabaho karon?
Very close to V-Day nga advocacy. It's fight to end violence against women and children because of karon I work for our LGU being the VAU desk officer, and even before karon na year mao gihapon akong trabaho mga 4 years ko sa kuan. So focus lang nako is sa community lang, aside from pag-join ako sa movement. Kuan man kaayo good if kanang naa sa being in my position, nindot kaayo ang feeling nga makakita kag isa ka babae nga ma-empowered, and educating them at the same time, makita nimo ilahang growth to empowerment. So kana lang, for now nag-focus ko sa mo ang LGU, and then for a larger kuan tingali is kanimo appeal ko sa kuan campaign to further promote my advocacy.
So Shang, based sa imong experience ug sa imong trabaho, unsay common nga mga VAUC cases nga pirmi ning ma-report sa inyong lugar?
Kuan, pinaka-common ug pinaka-basic ug pinaka-dako nga misconception man god when it comes to VAUC is ang physical abuse. So kasagaran nga pinaka-dako nga misconception is abuso lang na kung naa kay bunog. So wala kayo na nakuha nga naay psychological abuse, na economic abuse, na sexual abuse. So kasagaran mo adto dito ma-reported ka na ra gyud, and then later na kaayo ang kanang dako pa kayo trabaho nun as to awareness wise kung unsa ang gilapdon sa abuso sa mga kababayenan, nga dili lang siya physical, nga dili lang kung naa kay bunog ay pa ka pwede mo ask og tabang kana mo pinakakuan. And then ang kuan sad second is kanang sayon ra kaayo para sa kanang common nga mga babae nga musulti silang problema about abuse. But when it adto kag mga professional nga mga babae, kababayenan maglisod, ngano man dako ka nga factor ang ilang kaawaw, especially kanang mga professionals. So as I kana go along with my journey sa akong advocacy, makita man gud nako for the 2 years now nga naibalik ko sa akong trabaho, nindot siya paminaon nga daghan kaayo na og kanang ni raise sa issue ni adto sa office ni report. At the same time musaka sa dimo ang amo ang kaso based sa amo ang kuan because tungod but diha nimo makita nga naay awareness nga nahitabo.
So mo ni ang reason sa trend karon ta siyang because more and more women speak out and complain.
Yes.
Pero kani siya murag existing na gyud unta ni nga daghan nga cases kani adto, but sa una mauwaw lang nga mutingog ang mga kababainhan. How about Shar and Miss Sarah? What are the other issues when it comes to abuse against women and children that really have to be given priority these days? Like unsa pa man ang kinahanglanon nato nga murag dako-dako pa gyud ang trabahoon ani nga mga issues?
I think something siguro nga akong makita no is ganing child abuse in the part of parents who are what's say tawag na to, kaning separated or parents who are kana siya, let's say
kana mo separate ways,
mo separate na kani ang parents no, and then the mother not allowing their child to see the father, and the father not supporting the child financially, morally, in ana. Kana siya, for me, that's very basic pang good, but it's like very common where they think that it's actually okay to deprive the child from getting to know the other parent or from getting the support from the other parent ba. So kana siya, di ba? I mean, that's happening, and here in the Philippines I think that it's something that we really have to address.
Ikaw, Shar, what are the other problems nga feeling mo angay gyud natong tutukan?
I think another issue that we should look at is sexual harassment in public spaces, no, and the creation of safe spaces in let's say an office or any kind of working environment. I think that the establishment of the Safe Spaces Act,
Yeah.
diba? I think that was such a big help to all of us women and also the LGBTQIA plus community, no? Because it defined what harassment is, what is classified under harassment, and yeah, I'm glad that developed.
And I think, no, just to add, one of the things that siguro nga we have to be very careful about is still the online sexual exploitation of women and children.
Yeah.
Especially these days, nga everyone is glued to the screens, even kids, because everything is online, magud karon. And I even read, I think this was last week, that there were 4 women who got sentenced because of this nga kanang ilang ipadala ang mga photos of their children, ilang ibaligya ang ilang kaugalingon nga mga anak. It's very, very heartbreaking. I got to witness these rescue operations back then when I was in the news team, and then kuan gid siya kanang di ka katuong nga mahitabo gyud ni mga
pwede.
butangan, no? Nga kanabitong i-groom nila ang ilahang mga anak just to be the source of income for the family. And you really have to look at the big picture, because as much as you want to blame the parents, you really have to dig deeper as to why this problem arose in the first place.
And if you notice some of the reasons given, like why they're doing it, aside from poverty, is the fact that they think na wala bitaw kahilabti.
Yeah.
There's a screen, so you're safe. Diba? That's the kind of mentality also that these people have. So taas pa gyud kaayo tag kanang
Baklayonon.
Ako pagtrabahoon.
Okay, so we want to end the show with a message of empowerment from each of our lady guests right here. So what is your message to everyone who's watching this right now, especially in line with the celebration of National Women's Month? Who'd like to start? Katusha?
I think I can start
Okay.
with just simply speak up, speak out, and call people out when you have to.
Ako sa kuan. I think naaraman gyud ang mga victims around us. And then pinaka-basic or pinaka-simple I think para nato buhaton is to simply ask how they are or how are you, or basically mangumusta. And then listen without bias. So far maora gyud na, and hopefully be brave and for yourself, and if not for yourself, for your children. Arata.
This is specifically for women and girls.
Yeah.
It is within our power to be who we are and to choose who we want to be. And hopefully, you will be able to use that power to empower more girls and women to believe in themselves.
Ano to everyone? Diba? Thank you, Kayo. Thank you so much, Ms. Sarah, Charlene,
Thanks,
at
Anne.
Thank you.
for again being very generous of your time, your talent, and all the experiences that you have to share to our viewers to get our message across. Know that we always have to lend our voices until the violence stops. So I hope that you guys learned something from this episode. And again, I'd like to greet all the women who are watching this. Happy National Women's Month. This has been Andrea Patenia Matthew for Girl Talk. And we would like to end this episode with a very beautiful message in song to break the chain of abuse, misogyny, and inequality. Let's all welcome Davelyn, Monica, and Mikey.
I raise my arms to the sky. On my knees, I pray. I'm not afraid of anymore. I will walk through that door.
Dance, rise, walk. Dance, rise,
world where we all live, safe and free from all oppression. No more rape or incest or abuse. Women are not a possession.
You've never owned me, don't even know me. I'm not invisible, I'm simply wonderful. I feel my heart racing for the first time. I feel alive, I feel so amazing. Dance 'cause I love, dance 'cause I dream, dance 'cause I've had enough. Dance stop the scream, dance to break the rules, dance stop the pain, dance turn it upside down. It's time to break the chain. Come on, come on, come on and break the chain.
Dance. Rise.
In the middle of this madness we will stand. I know there is a better world.
Take your sisters and your brothers by the hand. Reach out to every woman and girl. This is my body's holy. No more excuses, no more abuses. We are mothers, we are teachers, we are beautiful, beautiful creatures.
Dance 'cause I love, dance 'cause I dream, dance 'cause I've had enough. Dance stop the scream, dance to break the rules, dance stop the pain, dance turn it upside down. It's time to break the chain. Come on in, come on in, come on and break the chain. Come on in, come on in, come on and break the chain.
Sisters wanna help, sister wanna rise, sister wanna help, sister wanna rise,
Sister won't you help, sister won't you ride, sister won't you help, sister won't you ride.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Sister won't you help, sister won't you ride, 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 sister won't you help.
This is my body's holy.
No more excuses, no more abuses.
We are mothers, we are teachers, we are beautiful, beautiful creatures.
Dance 'cause I love, dance 'cause I dream, dance 'cause I've had enough. Dance stop the scream, dance to break the rules, dance stop the pain, dance turn it upside down. It's time to break the chain. Come on in, come on in, come on and break the chain. Come on in, come on in, come on and break the chain. Dance 'cause I love, dance 'cause I dream, dance 'cause I've had enough. Dance stop the scream, dance to break the rules, dance stop the pain, dance turn it upside down. It's time to break the chain. Come on in, come on in, come on and break the chain. Come on in, come on in, come on and break the chain.
1 billion